The reason why you watch
It's
the
not
game is to make
Sancho.
sure they are not winning.
FPL wise,
watching.
no FPL wise. If I you're kwa mjinga
last on Sunday.
Huh?
I also do the same when I'm watching Chelsea game. I'm not there to watch them for how they will win the game. I'm just there to make sure,
Man,
in case Cole Palmer is not scoring,
no,
and
but
Jackson I have him is scoring, but make sure they score and they get a draw or they lose the game.
no, but for us,
That's what I'm there
no,
for.
but for us, we are not competing. We are not competing like you guys. We are number 13. So when I watch the game, if what will it help me with me?
I
You see last season when Chelsea were very busy watching Arsenal game because they don't want Kai Havertz to perform. This is the same thing Manchester United are watching because they don't want Sancho to perform. So you cannot tell us shit. You're not competing, but you're making sure that your deadwood there is not performing the way it's performing on Manchester, but it's proving you wrong, man.
Okay.
I remember from
Yeah.
you see, this first game when we were playing, when we went down 2-0, people had already written us off.
No.
They were celebrating.
No. I'm the only guy who said the Spurs is gonna be. If you go to the comments, man, I said just wait for it. Just wait for it. Hello, guys. Welcome again to another week of the Triple Cup Show. A very nice evening. After a very nice, good, let's say, weekend. After the games on the weekend was so good, man. Big teams doing the big things, and then the small teams or the teams they think they are the big teams doing what they do the best. And who else to join me, man? The Chelsea guy, Malek Mike. What's up, G?
Yeah, I'm cool. How are you?
I'm good, man. How's things on your side, man?
Things are going on well.
Okay.
As a Chelsea fan, we're happy how things are going on.
Okay, on the other side, we got the team that they think they're the best, but unfortunately, I don't know if they're the best. Malek Joshua, an Arsenal guy, rocking is it the military? What's up, G?
What's up, my guy? How are you?
I'm good, man. The last two episodes, you're so here and there, like you have eaten something wrong. So, I don't know. This week, are you happy?
I think I'm just 50-50.
Okay.
I'm happy because we are so impressive in the Champions League.
Okay.
But in the Premier League, I think things are not going as we planned.
Okay. So is Everton a big team or Arsenal is not a big team? Let's start from there.
No, I think Everton has been stubborn ever since our journey to the Premier League title. 2 consecutive seasons, Everton has been very phenomenal against the Arsenal. And we don't know because, Arsenal have maybe adapted the philosophy of low block. And we have seen it as a way to be able to tackle big team like Man City and a team like Liverpool. But the so-called dark art, I think Everton are very good at it because so many times they have played against us and they have done the same thing, having a low block, and they are very good in set pieces. Last time they also scored us against us through set pieces, and they are also very good in defending the set pieces. So even the way we are very impressive at set pieces, we are not able to crack that defense, and they were able to tackle every corner that we tried to score.
Okay.
So I think Everton are very good, and I think we are not creating a lot of more chances to create the open goals. So this could be a problem in Arsenal, and maybe some players, their form has deepened, especially Gabriel Martinelli. We have seen Jesus, I think he missed some one-on-one, but I think he was so impressive in that game. And also Martin Odegaard, I think his form also has deepened down. He has failed to score so many goals in different matches. Like the last time, I think it was very good to see how he was creating those chances and getting to those pockets. But when he got a chance to be able for him to equalize or to maybe to score to keep us in a forefront, he was not able to score those goals. So I think we really need to adjust in final third position.
Okay. On the other side, when I come to the big team, also team like Chelsea, Malek Kukurala, it was a bad day for him on that game. unfortunately. And then, but as well, Chelsea's a big team. Everybody thought Brentford will be a hard game for Chelsea. But unfortunately, or fortunately enough, you guys came up and get the goals. Man, like Mike, what do you think when you see what your team goes? Okay, let's start from here. Your coach and you guys, Chelsea fans, are saying you are not on the title race, but you guys are lying to us. It's clear. Because if you want to, because you guys are saying you only want for 3 points. If you want the 3 points, it's clear that you are going for the title race. Because now you're number 2, and now the gap between you and Chelsea, you and Liverpool, I think it's only 4 points or 3 points. You know.
No, we are not lying when you say we are not in a title race. We are just being realistic with the outcome we expect at the end of the season. At the start of the season, you see, from pre-season we were not that very great team. We also knew we will struggle in the league, but as the league proceed, we've seen we are improving on those our weaknesses. We have improved a little bit, and also we still have more weaknesses like our defense and the goalkeeping area. We cannot compete for the title with such a defense and a goalkeeper. You see, like the goals like the Brentford goal we conceded was a very silly mistake. We conceded such a goal. That's why we are working with such realistic expectation from our manager and our players. We are not giving them a lot of pressure to make them like we have to go for this thing this season. No, we are just playing. We are trying to learn, and we are trying to learn our weaknesses and our efforts. So far, we have recognized that as a club, we have our efforts is attacking. We attack very well, but our weakness is what is ailing us is the defense and the goalkeeping department. If we can clear that mistake, we get a proper defense, or as the games goes, our defense grows into a good defense. And the next season, we can say we'll be in the title race.
Talking about being on the title race, I don't know. When Liverpool drops the points, that's when you guys, the likes of Arsenal, Joshua being here, you're at the same time you guys are dropping points. I don't know what's happening with you guys, because it's my understanding if you guys are on to get the league, you need to, when Liverpool are falling, you guys should be the one being on top of your game, of your A game.
Last week, but one, I think Liverpool was supposed to play against Everton, and it was a Merseyside derby. Because of the storm, I think it was postponed. And I recall it, and I'll say that it's very unfair and it's very unlucky for Arsenal, because if Tottenham, not Everton could have played that game, then they come and play against us in the weekend. At least we could have a forefront on them. But the issue here, you can see they have rested for maybe 2 weeks. They didn't play on the weekend. For us, we play on the weekday. And also we came and have to play with them in the weekend. So they had that time. Our captain, our players like Martin Odegaard, you see, he was totally tired because of playing Champions League. And these small things, I think they give a team an upper head.
Okay.
He cannot run as he was. Same to Bukayo Saka and other players. But I can say that even though it's happening like that, we have to find solution for any problem that we are having. Liverpool dropping points should be something that could motivate us to get those more points. But we tried our best. We were not that much okay. And I thought maybe we need to evaluate what we need coming January, because we saw that last season Kai Havertz was flying so high as our number 9, but this season we have seen he's scoring goals, but I can say it's lucky goals.
Okay.
What he was doing in Everton game, I think he was not contributing in anything. If you could have watched the game that we played at Champions League, the spaces that Gabriel Jesus was finding those places, even though he was not even converting those goals, but he was finding 2 or 3 times those spaces that he can make it to goals. Kai Havertz, when he gets the ball, he cannot even dribble one time, and maybe when he gets touched, he will fall down. Referee will not give that as a foul. So we need that a person who has a killer instinct, and getting that person in January could be very, very difficult. So we're expecting Mikel Arteta to bolster his attacking midfield, because in our defense, we are very much okay. Even though that we had that somebody like Kivior can maybe go on January in Italy.
Okay.
But we expect to have the possible the backline should be standard. What you're expecting, because we have all the players that we need at the backline. Declan Rice there at the midfield, I think he was not doing the job that he did last season. This season he has been a little bit sloppy. We expected Merino could come and change the game, but Arteta also is the one that who is making every player maybe to not to compete as the way they're supposed to compete, because somebody like Thomas Partey has been the best in the midfield, but you see he's putting him in the right back position, and you wonder why should he not remove one person in the midfield, or to remove Jorginho and put somebody like Partey in the midfield rather than to put him on the right back position. And I think this is the problem that we are facing, and this is the point that some people are saying that sometimes Arteta overthink what he's supposed to do when a game becomes hard. Because I don't see the reason for him for those substitutions that he made. They were a terrible substitution. But what we know, we don't know so much as the manager does. So we expect him, maybe he got wrong that time. Maybe next time he'll got it right.
Okay. So when I check when I check how the fixtures are in and out, if we check by the stats, man like Mike, being Chelsea, in 2005 you guys took the cup. In 2015 you took the cup. And next year, man, the year it's 2025. What's your thoughts, man? Can the history repeat itself, or it's just because you guys have started to see the banter online? That's what you're purporting to be heading to.
No. As Chelsea fans, we are still maintaining we are not in the title race. Maybe the title is racing us.
Okay.
We are not racing. Maybe it's the one racing us.
Okay.
If it catches us, we can take it. But at the moment, realistically, every Chelsea fan knows that we are only fighting for the top four. We need to finish top four at least. We come back in the
Champions League. Okay.
And then we have to finish bar 14. We signed Sancho permanently.
Okay.
Those are only the terms Maresca has this season.
Okay.
So at the end we are performing well. That's good for us. So we have to just continue with that momentum. That momentum is what will keep us in the top four.
Okay.
If we cannot perform badly, expecting to come back and start struggling for top four like last season where we finished sixth. You say.
Okay. Yeah, Joshua. Well, if we check now, Manchester United, they're saying they want to send Sancho, which I think not Sancho, somebody like a Rashford, which for me I think is a good idea. But on the other side, I'm seeing you guys are the one forefront. Like you guys have a plan to have him on your team. Do you think that's a viable option for you guys, or if he comes, do you think he has a number or he has somebody who can? I don't know.
Rashford, we have seen the potential that he has. I think he's a very good player, even though that his work rate at Manchester United has depleted a lot. They have said that maybe this is because of maybe outside things that he does that affects his concentration on football. We really don't know the truth about it, but whatever, maybe it has been said a lot, and we saw somebody like this guy, Almorin, maybe pointing out those kind of things that maybe affect a player and his performance on the pitch. So if we be able to send somebody like Rashford, we saw that maybe Manchester could sell him in a cut price. I think it will be a very good choice for Arsenal to sign somebody like Rashford, because we know the ability that he has. We know he's a very good player, and he can play both in the right wing and also the left wing, and also he can play in the central attacker. And Martinelli position, we have seen that he's not giving what we're supposed to see. And for him to come, I think could be a very good competition. And also somebody like Rashford could try to improve and maybe salvage his situation, because if he'll not be signed in Premier League, I think no other team will want to sign him apart from the Saudi or maybe PSG. So I think those are not options for Rashford. If he'll be able to come to Arsenal, I think he will choose that without even thinking twice.
Okay. But you guys, because I know the rivalry in between, it's Manchester United. We are the one who got the likes of, what's this guy? Was it Robin Van Persie? Is there any other player who
Yeah,
have ever come from Manchester to Arsenal or Arsenal to Manchester? I don't think so.
yeah, there is Sanchez.
Okay. No, but who have come and have a good career? That's what I say. That's what I meant.
Sanchez had a very good career, maybe starting then. Later, I think it fell down. But Mkhitaryan also came to Arsenal. He had a very good season. That time we were nearly taking the Europa League until Chelsea happened. So I think these things do happen, and Arsenal and Manchester selling each other players. I think it has happened. Maybe not so much. It's not that frequent a lot.
Okay.
If you compare it with Chelsea and Arsenal,
Okay.
but I think there is not that much bad rivalry compared to in case with somebody moved from Arsenal to Tottenham.
Okay.
So I think it's possible, and I would like to see that if in case maybe I would like to see that thing happen because just for competition for Martin Odegaard. Because if I think so much, there is not that one player that who is available, especially in January, who we can sign because we wanted somebody like Nico Williams, but I don't think it's possible to sign Nico Williams in January. Somebody like Rafael Real, I think it's
What?
not even possible to sign that player in
Sure.
January. Yes,
Why using Sterling? We gave you Sterling. Why are you not using him?
I think you can
Be a
see
very,
I think there's
it could be a very good assistant to Martinelli coming on off the bench.
because I really wonder because if you have those kind of players in your bench, why don't you use them? So Ateta also we don't know because those guys are training and Ateta is there as a manager and he watched them training. That's why we are wondering instead of him putting Thomas Partey on the right back, why should he not use somebody like Karantina and he's on the bench? So there is some question that we are trying to ask, but you cannot find the answers. And we really don't understand what is happening because in case maybe it could be working and we were performing, then those kind of questions will not be there because we'll be trusting our manager right now. But now it's not working whatever he's trying to do, and we are seeing he's playing most of the players in out of position where there are some players who can play in that position and he's not playing them. So we really don't understand.
Okay. I don't know. Is there none of you watched the game against Nottingham Forest against Villa? Because unfortunately, I was not around when the game was being played. But according to the guys who watch it and the fans who I had, they're saying that was the best game to be watched. If you watched, it was one of the best games.
I didn't
That
watch.
game I didn't watch fully. I was just watching the highlights because I was concentrating on other things. But it's a game to watch because Aston Villa is a big team now. Now, according to how Umeri Unai has maybe progressed, if you check from last season to now, it's only that they have having some stumble on the road right now. They're not performing the way we expected them to perform, but they are a very good team. But you can see the rise of Nuno Espirito when he's in Nottingham Forest. You see how they are playing, how they are progressing, the players even how they are throwing themselves to the ball. So I think Nottingham Forest now is a team to reckon and is a very tricky because we were just blinking like this and they are behind us. We were wondering where are these people coming from.
Okay. Of what I saw on the highlights, I think it was a better game, but unfortunately, time was not on my side. I couldn't get to have a catch on it. And then the other game on the weekend, it was the best game where we said Fulham. This team, I don't know what's wrong with it. When you think they are going to be like, I don't know, not there, that's when they bring. Because when you check the game, they play against Arsenal. They got you guys on the draw. Now they play against Liverpool also. These guys are giving us on a draw. So, Mike, when you see a team like Fulham, it's not like it's a bad team, but it's these likes of Fulham, Everton, Brentford, Brighton, and now Spurs. All of them, they're the same. They're in the same category. They're unpredictable. This week you think they're the best. Next week you don't know if they're the best. And then just from the Blues, they can hold a team like it's unnormal for us to think like Fulham can hold a team like Liverpool on a draw.
They are very lethal. If you're not very careful, they can hurt you very bad because they score. They are scorers. They score a lot of goals also. So like that Liverpool game, I think Liverpool were lucky to come back from that two goals and to draw because and also Fulham also how they defend like a low block. So if you're not if you're not lethal in attacking, also you cannot manage to score against them. Like you see what they did to Arsenal also. When they scored, they retrieved back to a low block. So Arsenal were trying so hard to also score, but they couldn't. So such teams are very hard. When you meet such teams, you really need to play a different tactic so that you can go about them.
Talking about tactics, Manchester United against Manchester City. Now I think, unfortunately, I didn't have my red jersey because now we are clear. Manchester is red, yeah.
Yeah, Manchester now they are in the title race. They beat the big
No. Don't bring the Ten Hag. What's the name? Media talks here, man. We are not yet there.
You guys are very lucky. You only get Manchester at their worst, man.
Who?
Man City at their worst. The last time they were drunk. This time everybody is taking a vibe on them. So there's nothing special that you do beating Man City.
Okay, you guys were not able to beat them, and you had your whole
No,
squad.
you see,
They had everybody.
Well,
like us Chelsea, I
Chelsea,
can say
I think Chelsea was I think only Chelsea can talk because when they played also with Rodri, yeah.
Chelsea,
Everybody. Even us, we played with Rodri. Rodri was there when we played against Man City.
Okay.
we are very unlucky, and the person who formatted this league fixtures, I don't know, maybe he hates us, man. He gave us Man City and they are still on form.
That time Man City was on form. Their form dropped when they stopped when Rodri was not there. So
So
now when Rodri is not there, other teams like Manchester United are getting Man City.
so whose fault is it? Pep should have a good team.
Yeah, Pep, I think this injuries, man, you cannot over relying on players also, that also can cause you problems. You see, like now when Rodri is not there, it's like they are missing a very big important player. I think also there is a video I watched when Rodri is on form. When he's not injured, there is a video I watched for their changing room where he was. He's like a mentality monster. He was cheering the group, telling them to go back in the second half and try to win the game. He was telling them that's not the DNA of Manchester City. I think they were trailing on that first half. So when they went to the to rest for the second half, I think he was trying to motivate them. I think they are missing also a very big, not only on the field, they're missing someone who also motivates them from the changing room.
Talking about that, man, somebody like a Maguire. Before, when Maguire was playing, I was like, no way we're gonna win this game. But he pocketed Haaland. Is it the form of Haaland is dropping or now, man? Like some guys have said, okay, this team, ile time unasemaga, when somebody's already down, you unakanyanga mpaka shingo,
I think Haaland, the only way you can be able to win against him is to put him man to man and make sure he doesn't turn with the ball. Make sure he doesn't receive the ball. If you cut those crosses, if you intercept those passes, Haaland will not get anything because Haaland is not a player who goes inside and pick the ball and come with it.
Okay.
He just expects the ball thrown to him. So the only thing you can do, just play man to man to him and make sure you intercept all the balls that comes, even the through pass, the crosses and everything that comes to him. If you do that, Haaland will not even touch a ball because we see the type of player that he is. So I think Maguire did it very well and professionally. And I think now his form has maybe reignite again. And we can see him maybe he's progressing because doing such in a very little striker, it gives somebody a morale to go on with the same form that he is now.
Okay,
Yeah.
but also we cannot leave the fact that somebody like an Amad Diallo, he was the best part of that game. Leave alone, we can say it was a whole team kind of a thing. But if you watch that game, Ahmad gave his 100, and I think he has made his spot because like if you watch the previous games, like the last 2, 3 or 4 games, whatever game he plays, he has an assist. He's part of the maybe that pass or the somebody who give the assist to the goal. But now the last 3 or 4 games, he used to play as a back, as a wing back. But this week Amorim played him on the front side, like an attacking side. But I think that's the best part where if Amorim gonna play him, I think that's where the best part we're gonna see. Because if you watch last season, the guy was playing on Sunderland, where he would, I don't know, it was the goals he was scoring are 14, 15, and I don't know how many assists. Do you think he can reciprocate the same form he had in Sunderland? Because we can see how little he is. Do you think that's what he gonna go on and keep on? Maybe if he's given a chance and being put in the right position to play the game.
Yeah, Ahmad is a great talent. We are already seeing what he can do, and if he gets that, a player who has to get that playing time so that he can grow also confident in his work. So as he continues on playing every day, every match, we'll see how he will come out to be a very great guy for you guys. I think you have a great talent there.
Mazrui being playing as a wing back now instead of him being like a left back at the back three. Do you think that's a good positioning for him? So maybe fantasy wise, he's gonna be earning us more points, or maybe he's also good there.
Playing him as a wing back, I think that's what we wanted as a fantasy managers, because when we saw they're playing at the back three, we knew that if Mazrui will play there, he will not be going forward the way we usually see him going forward. So when they are playing as a back four, he usually maybe overlaps and take those crosses and maybe sometimes scores. But now that they have maybe last game they played him as a wing back, I think it helps a lot because we can see him maybe progressing forward, attacking, getting those returns, and is very visible in the game that he played. But we have seen he has been flagged 75% chances of playing, and we really don't know if this is the right time for us to take any Manchester United player, because last time we saw Ahmad was played as a wing back. This time we saw he played as a forward, and having those kind of maybe fluctuation in or maybe in inconsistent changes, we see that it really affects the players, because if today is a wing back, he will not be able to give the returns that you usually give when it's an attacker, like let's say Ahmad Diallo. But for Mazrui, if he plays as a wing back, I think it's the best position that we can have that player in our team.
Okay, I don't know because I watched the game on the weekend. I will say EPL is unpredictable. Man, how come Spurs? It beat Southampton 5 goals, while Southampton played with Arsenal. It was a hard thing. Played with Chelsea. It was also a hard game, even though after they got the card. Also, they played with Man City. Also, it was a hard game. But how come Spurs? Because you guys are also saying the Spurs. But I don't know. Is it the form of Spurs? It's fluctuating, or it's just Spurs doing the Spursy thing? We don't know.
Spurs, last time I was on the pod, I also told you Spurs is always Spurs. They will do what they want when they want it. Like you can't expect. You just have to be unpredictable with them, because like the last time they beat Man City, they went on to lose to Fulham. You see,
Okay.
at home. That's they're very inconsistent in their performances. You cannot predict them. I don't know how that happens with them.
Okay.
I think Spurs has been that team that you usually wait and see what they will do, because there is no team that Spurs can't beat. Spurs can beat any team, but the consistency is what lacks with Spurs, because you will see they play against Man City, even when Man City they are very lethal, but they will win them very simple. But when they come and play with a team like Sheffield United, they get battered. Like you wonder, is this Spurs that beat Man City the other time, or is this Spurs that drew or beat Liverpool the other time? You see, the only thing that they consider a lot is maybe when they're playing against Arsenal, even though we usually beat them a lot.
Okay.
We have won against them so many times in their stadium than they have won against us in their stadium. So I think they build it for us. What I can say is that Spurs is not a team that you can predict what they will do. It all depends with the game or the moves that they have gone with. And you remember when Antonio Conte was ranting about the culture which is in Spurs. So it's something that you can say that you cannot predict what is the culture of Tottenham, and it's really unusual, and is for the fan is a disaster, and you don't want to see that. You want to see consistency, winning every time. And even though maybe you can win maybe 5-6 games and draw one or lose one, for them they just win, lose or draw. So and they usually lose a game that you expect them to win.
Yeah.
That is the bad part about them.
Okay. Other side, FIFA First 11. What's your thoughts? best player being given to Vini, and then the other side, the Pascal Awards given to somebody like Garnacho, him posing like Cristiano Ronaldo, because also he got it while he was in Manchester United. And then, what's your thoughts? Do you think that team was there? Because I checked. A team like Arsenal, how comes you guys are only having one guy there, Gabriel? And then when you come to Chelsea, nobody was there.
No, I think we Chelsea, we cannot complain because, last season we didn't play any European competition. So I think that can also disadvantage us. We can't have a player there. So we are not complaining that much. But for the teams who had European competition, I think, and they excelled very well, I think you have to check on those players also. And then you see the Ballon d'Or was given to Rodri. Now the FIFA Men's Player of the Year has been given to Vini. I don't know. I think the voting system also is different, so we cannot know what happens there because in the Ballon d'Or it's only journalists, I think.
Yeah.
And this FIFA competition, it's
the captains.
Yeah. You see.
Do you think Vini deserve it that? Because now, if you tell me Vini took it as the best player on the FIFA, do you think now it doesn't give the vibe which Ballon d'Or is the biggest thing? Now I think you guys will concentrate much on the FIFA side than the Ballon d'Or because he's the best player now, according to him now, because he got it.
No, they created this thing because of Ronaldo. He was not winning most of the Ballon d'Or because of Messi. So now they created the best because of those players that they usually complain a lot when they miss the Ballon d'Or. So you find out like last time Messi won the Ballon d'Or and Haaland went on and won the best. True?
Yeah.
So you can find that it's only these things happens and everybody has an opinion. If you include so many people to vote, I think something will change. It will not be the same person. But if you put a category of people to vote, then it will be different, and you will see the difference between when you include so many categories and when you include only one category. So what I can say, if in case they choose the Vinicius Junior as a best, I think he also deserved because he was a very good player when it comes to European League and also in Premier League and also in La Liga. But I cannot say the same thing that I say last time. There was no standout player who we can say that he was the best in this and this. So it was all about opinions, and the best was subjective. So if Vinicius Junior came as a winner, that I'm okay with that, and I support it because he was also the best in that season. So I think it's okay. It's fine.
I don't know, Mike. What's your thoughts? Because I don't know, man. Do you think someone like Mbappe, him not voting? I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
No, maybe it's personal. You cannot judge someone because he didn't vote. I don't know.
His vote maybe could be controversial. He's playing in Real Madrid, and maybe he thought maybe he was the best, or maybe somebody like Rodri was the best. So instead of bringing that controversial thing inside the team, the best part to do is not to vote, because he can decide that I will vote for Vinicius Junior as the best, but that is not what he believed Vinicius Junior was the best last season. Okay. So he'll just contradict himself and he will not be honest by himself. So the best part to do, rather than contradicting himself and bringing trouble in the room, in the changing room, better not to vote. I think that was the opinion. That's just my opinion. That's what I think.
Do you think it was a wise move for him not doing it?
Yes, it's a wise move because we usually say do what makes you happy. True. So if he votes for Vinicius Junior and it's not what he believes, he's contradicting himself. If he votes for Lodi, even though that is what he believes, then there will be a problem in a new team that he is, which is Real Madrid. Because you saw how they reacted when Vinicius Junior didn't win the Ballon d'Or. So how is the captain, who is same with them, not voting for Vinicius Junior? So him not voting for Vinicius Junior shows you exactly his standard. He's not. He was not with Vinicius Junior that as the best.
The voting, I think the voting should not disclose the people who voted and who didn't vote. This should be secret because it will cause also tension. You see, now Vinicius knows Mbappe didn't vote for him. You see, the vote should be
it's good to show because last time they say maybe Ballon d'Or was rigged. So if they don't show that thing, then it will be easier for them to read the Ballon d'Or or this the best. So I think if you believe and you know that you have not done any wrong, if that person feel bad because you didn't vote for him, that's your choice. It's your personal choice.
Okay, but I think somebody like a Raya, he deserved to be the comparing Raya and Martinez, him being the goalkeeper. I think Raya had a better season than Martinez, you know.
Yeah.
Or is it because he won the World Cup? You know, I don't know.
I think because of the World, not the World Cup, the Copa America.
So Copa America.
Yeah, America.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Raya was playing Euros, but he did not play the whole Euro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So to the Fantasy Premier League, where I think this week's fantasy is becoming fantasy, things are becoming, I don't know. Because since the last 3 weeks, the average point has not yet surpassed 50 points. It's always last 2 weeks, it was 50, and this game week, it was 49 points. What's your thoughts, man? What's happening? Managers are overthinking the thing, or is fantasy being fantasy? You don't know. Maybe this week you are good, next week you're not good. Starting with Mike, how if we check your team, what's happening or why? Because in and out, I think you're good, and then sometimes it's happening, it's not happening. Joshua, the last game week, man, you guys, you're coming up. I can see your stats. You're being better than the last 2-3 game weeks. What's happening? Let's start with man like Mike.
It's the unpredictability of the games. Like when you expect your players to perform and then they don't perform. You see, that's what's causing these all fluctuations of points. Like I have Sanchez in goal. The game I expect him to keep a clean sheet.
Man,
the game he will concede.
This guy, I'm just so close to remove him from my team. This week I was so happy. I was like, yeah, man, he have already keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
2 minutes to end the game. The guy conceded the goal. I don't know what's wrong with him, man.
Yeah, and then also like you have someone like Jackson who will at least this game week he didn't receive a card. We really prayed very hard. He didn't give us a because he always received very useless cards also.
Okay.
When playing. And you see, like Mo Salah, we expected Mo Salah will come up in the game against Fulham. Unfortunately, Fulham held them very well. Like, say, like Palmer also, we expect him to perform in such a game like Brentford. You see, also, he had a good game, but on FPL side, he didn't give us that much points. And then Haaland also. Haaland, we expected him to score against Man U, man. But
how are you having how are you having Haaland on your team?
I still have confidence in him.
Okay.
Yeah. And also like Guay. You see Mark Guay, man. Man had a very great game. Unfortunately, he scored an own goal and then received a yellow on top of that.
Okay, Joshua, when you come to your team, what's happening, man? Because you guys are this week, this time of the of this season, you're becoming a bit better as compared to previous before we end the international break.
I think I'm supposed to perform even better than what I'm performing right now, because my selection of the captain, I think, has been very crucial. And for the 2-3 game weeks, I've been selecting the captain that I think will bang me the maximum points. It's only that this time I selected Bukayo Saka, and the game was very difficult to everybody because there was no any goal scored, there was no any goal conceded. So that selection, I think, is the one deepened, and I prayed that no any other captain like Palmer or Mo Salah to perform, because if he perform, then I will be having some red arrows, you know. So I was very happy. I have Cole Palmer on my team, and I was praying for him not to score even a goal, because I know, yes, I do have him, but I did captain him because my captain also didn't perform. So in case maybe he performs, it means that I will just have half of the points that most of the captain will have. So the best thing to do for me was just to making sure that Jackson, not so many people have captained him. So if Jackson scores, I think I'll be okay. But if Palmer scores, then I'll be in a big problem. So it happens for me very well. And the other thing is somebody like Aït-Nouri. I think I've trusted this guy a lot. And before he was giving me those kind of points, yes, he was conceding a lot of goals, but the assist, I think he was giving assists and scoring goals. Like last week, before this game that he played, he assisted, even though that he conceded a lot of goals. but we saw he bagged like 4 points or 5 points. So the problem with him, he conceded how many goals? He conceded like 2 goals. Then he got a red card. So this -3 plus -1, he gets -2.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
I'll just cut you short. Yeah. When you check
Yeah.
the likes of Wolves last week, the captain he got a red. He got a card. He got booked because of an indiscipline cases. This week also, man like Kuna, he got. We are not yet sure, but reasoning it's like maybe he maybe get a ban for his action. Do you think now investing in Wolves, because if they're being beaten, what we see it's a different team. It's not the Wolves we know. Do you think now it's good to invest on this Wolves team, or don't you dare do that? Go to that team.
Now, at the moment, with their performances, you have to avoid them because it's not a very good idea to invest in their players, because you see also their position in the league. They are still struggling. So you have to look for other players from other teams at least to invest in.
I don't know. Arsenal, they do have a better fixture because they have Crystal Palace, Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, and Tottenham. Aston Villa or Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, Leicester, and Everton. But when it comes to teams like Chelsea also, they do play against Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, and Bournemouth. Don't you think, or also it come to team like Liverpool, I think, they do have a nice fixture. It's at the game of Tottenham. Next is Leicester, West Ham, Manchester United, Nottingham Forest. If you check the fixtures now, which team do you think is a good team to invest your asset from? Because I don't know. The fixtures now, they look good for team like Chelsea. I think only Chelsea. A bit of Manchester United if they're gonna keep on with the gear they have right now. And maybe a bit of I don't know, Ipswich if they're gonna be better, I don't know. But Fulham also, we have seen the games we think it's bad for them. Also Everton, we said last week they don't invest in them because of the fixture does not look that good for them. But now, if they can hold Arsenal and with on that kind of stretch for them, it was Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. Do you think also this week coming on maybe it's not we should not maybe invest on a player or a team looking on that's the fixture itself, or maybe let's see on the form of the players which they are on.
I think fixture also is very important for us to look when you are selecting a players. And I think it contributes a lot for you to know the FDR of a team. So if I check a team like Arsenal, I think if you want to invest on them, I think it will be better if you invest on defensive assets when you are selecting in Arsenal, because the team they are playing against, I think, is Crystal Palace and Ipswich. I know those teams cause a lot of goals, but the defensive attribute of Arsenal, I think, is one of the best. So we're expecting them to maybe keep a clean sheet on those 2 games. But when you want to invest on a team like Liverpool, I think it's better to invest on their midfield position, but they usually do a lot of substitution and a lot of changes. The fact that they are playing on the Carabao Cup, FA, and also the Champions League and Premier League, I think the only person that you can invest in there is Mohamed Salah, for those people who don't have. Apart from the Tottenham game, which is difficult, but I think the other game, the games like Leicester and West Ham, I think it will be very easy for them and for somebody like Mo Salah to score goals or assists on those games and give you some returns. When you come to Chelsea, I think also you can maybe invest on the attack. Somebody like Nicholas Jackson. The problem is that we are expecting him, maybe if he get a yellow card, I think he will miss another games. This is the only worry that we have. But until now, we see that he has tried to keep his cool. Somebody like Palmer, I think he's a very good choice, and also for captaincy in this kind of games. So if I have maybe Palmer for Chelsea and Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea, because these are players, I'm saying that because these are players that they will be available in all the games that they're playing, because they are not even included in the Conference League. So these are assets that I know their selection will not maybe have any problem maybe with the rotation, apart from Jackson in case he get a yellow. But the issue with the Liverpool, only the Tottenham game, because Tottenham is Tottenham. You cannot even predict how they will do the game or how they will play. So what I'm saying is Arsenal invest for defensive, Liverpool midfield, and attacking come with come with Chelsea.
Come to the midfield. I don't know. You cannot say there's the standout player because if you Saka, Joshua has Saka, you have Saka, I have Saka. Same thing with Palmer. Same thing with somebody like Mo Salah, Palmer, and Saka. The three of them, all of us do have him. So if the only point you're gonna get from any of those players, it's only if you captain him and the other captain doesn't move forward. So now do you think now the likes of somebody like an Enzo, Ahmad, somebody like maybe Murphy, and somebody like maybe Madison, do you think now they're the right places or they're like person that we think, you know what, if I do go for someone like a Saka, Palma, and the Bruno, the likes of them, everybody has them. So if I want to get the better points, I should go to the likes of those guys, which they're not with many guys, but now they've given us a sign that if they continue the same thing, they're going to be a better players in the FPL teams.
Yeah, sure. Because we cannot all invest in those big names at once. Because we've seen also there are some game weeks those big names don't give us the returns we expect. Like for now, if you can get Enzo or Madison in your team, you can interchange them with one big name, and you can just check where, like Palma. You see, like at the moment we are going to play with Everton. You saw what he did to them last season. He scored 4 goals against them. I think Sean Dyche this season we expect him to be very lethal against Palma because he knows he can really dismantle their defense and do wonders. So I think that Everton game, Palma, we have to be very careful with him. I think he won't get that much as we are expecting because Sean Dyche with these dark arts, we know he will really try to neutralize him.
Okay.
So instead of Palma, if you don't have him, at the moment you can take those like Madison or Enzo because they are promising. Their performances of late, they are giving out very great results every match.
Okay, if you check a team like Fulham, also there's somebody like an Iwobi. Do you think also he can come to our team and in our FPL teams because his attacking threat is becoming better and better game out?
Yeah, Iwobi also. I think for some low risk, you can. If you can find a way to integrate him in your team, but if you don't have those funds, I don't think you can also you can make that move. You see,
okay,
like you have all those 3 big names like Saka, you have Palma, you have Salah in that midfield. I think it will be hard for you to make such changes.
Okay, so when I check on the kind of a defense, I don't know what's happening because till now we guys you have not yet confirmed who gonna be our best part of the defensive side because each and every team it's conceding goals. Each and every team is conceding goal. If it's only this game with Everton, it's the only game which had a clean sheet. And the game for Spurs against Southampton. That's the only 2 games that had a clean sheet. Do you think now we have like this defenders that we're gonna say like I'm not gonna invest for somebody like let's say Trent at a price of 7 point something or Van Dijk at a price, and all of them they're not getting any bonus points or any extra points. While there's a player like a Young, like a Colwill, like a Hull, and like an Andy Robertson from Fulham, which are giving us the same points. Do you think there's this big need for you to invest on these big names like of Gavidol, maybe somebody like a Gabriel, and yet they're not the point difference between them and the big earning players is close to none.
I think we have seen them performing and having those kind of returns because that's why they're coming with a big price tag. So even though they are not performing at the moment, and they will perform, and when they start hitting those double-digit holes, I think it will be a disaster for those players, for those managers that they don't own them. So what I can say is, still you have to maybe have one of the premium defender like Gabriel or Gavidol or somebody like Saliba or Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just one. Don't have a lot because you want to invest also on their midfield. But if you decide that you will have to go with a cheaper defender, I think you will not be concentrating mostly on getting those attacks from the defense because sometimes your midfield doesn't do well. And you can see somebody like MC, you got 15 from hold, true?
Yeah.
and it's not something that you will be expecting each to come and every time, but it's something that in case I don't perform on the midfield, there is somebody like Gabriel or Gavidol on the defend that can maybe give me those kind of points, and maybe it will help me to maybe to navigate this hard fixture.
Okay, well, I don't know what's happening now with the kind of a defense goalkeeper, because I don't know, clean sheet also it's becoming an issue. Even though we say these fixtures are so easy, we can get a clean sheet here and there. It's not coming. What's the way forward? We can handle this the issue in the goalkeeper. Who's like, I don't know. If you go to Raya, man, he's so expensive, and this week is keeping a clean sheet. Next week is drawing. Next week is it's conceding a goal. You don't know. Like, who's the best point of you if you want to have a goalkeeper, and yet you don't want, or you don't have to, maybe you don't want to put that kind of a high price for them?
I think I will go with Flecken because I've seen him, even if he conceding goals, that he's giving me those saves like the game of Chelsea. He had a lot of saves, and those saves, they are points.
Okay.
So if you have a goalkeeper like Flecken and it's very cheap, it's 4.5, I think now he will rise because of his performance, and most people, they will have to go for him. And before I had somebody like Kerr, but now Allison is back on the team. So you saw that immediately they don't even have to wait. They just change him. I don't know what they are doing, because after they change him, Liverpool considered 2 goals against Fulham very early. So I think they're supposed to reconsider what they are doing with their goalkeeping position. Allison could be very good at the pitch, but saving is very, very important for a team to have. So if he doesn't save and he's good in fit and he doesn't give those kind of assists, I think maybe in one season he give only 1 assist, not even 2 or 3.
Okay.
So there's no point for you to say that he's very good on fit and we don't get those attacking returns. So Reckon, I think, is a good choice considering the money that he's coming with compared to those premium goalkeepers. But in case of that, I can also decide to choose somebody like Raya or Onana. He's expensive, I know. But if you look now, you can see in the goalkeeping points, you see there is Onana and Raya topping that chart.
Okay, Mike, what's your thought? Do you think now you're gonna sell also Sanchez? Because I'm thinking I'm just close to say, like, you know what, it's enough with this guy.
I think I'll give him this game week. I see how he performs. If he cannot keep a clean sheet against Everton, then I'm sorry, I have to look for another goalkeeper.
So when I come to the two end of men on the forward, I don't know. This season has been the worst, and it's a bit hard because the time you think this is the time when we maybe Haaland gonna be Haaland goes away and disappears. You think now this is the time when maybe somebody's gonna be this, and then he goes and disappear. So what's your thoughts, man? I don't know. Is it too wise for me now to maybe to have somebody like a Jackson, Wood, and somebody like a Isak maybe? Or is it nice I go with the lack of a differential, somebody like a João Pedro, somebody like a Wissa or Evanson from Bournemouth? What's your thoughts? Because I don't know. Let's start with maybe a team like Chelsea. What's your thoughts when you check your fixtures? Do you think maybe somebody like what's the name of this guy? Jackson is much better as compared to the rest of the other guys there?
In case Haaland starts to score goals, he score a lot of goals. This is the fear that most of the managers are having, not owning Haaland, because if he goes like 10, 15 points, 20 points at once, and he will not do those double digit all one time. He will do it maybe consistently. So we're expecting maybe Haaland, when they get back to the form, he'll be performing that. But so far so good. Other teams have grown confidence with Haaland. So I don't think this is the right time to have Haaland, or maybe to buy him if you don't have. And I think this is the best time to maybe look at the other side and own players like Jackson, because you have seen that he has consistency right now. And somebody like Solanke and Isaac, but they don't have consistency like Jackson, and he's cheaper compared to them.
Okay.
So I can go in case somebody like Cunha, maybe they don't ban him. I think Cunha, João Pedro, or maybe Cunha, Jackson, and Raul, they can be good selection, and you invest those money in your midfield.
Yeah, I think I agree with Joshua, because at the moment when you see like Haaland is not that performing well, you can go for those like Jackson. I have him. You can try also Isak. Also, Mbuemo is a very little guy also in that top front for Brentford. Also, Chris Hood also. I think if Hood starts, he always gives us some points.
As we went off, man, on the weekend, the games, I don't know, they're so good, man. Aston Villa against Manchester City, Brentford against Nottingham Forest, Ipswich against Newcastle, West Ham against Brighton, Crystal Palace against Arsenal, Everton on Sunday against Chelsea, Fulham against Southampton, Leicester against Wolves, Manchester United against Bournemouth, and Spurs against Liverpool. What's your thoughts? Do you think this is the game? Because if you ask me, I don't think I'm gonna maybe play any. I don't think I'm gonna captain to any game, because if I check Spurs against Liverpool, that's the game I think I'm gonna captain somebody like Mo Salah. But again, Spurs, it's Spurs. You don't know what's gonna happen. What's your thoughts? Which team do you think it's gonna be a good game to get a captain from, and who are you captaining for this week?
I'll trust Salah with my captaincy because they've been hurt, so I think they'll come back. They will want to come back, and you see when they'll see we are about to go on level points with them. So I think they'll wanna keep that distance from us because they know we are just hovering behind them. When they look the back, they see us in the rear view. So I'll go with Salah as my captain. I don't trust Spurs because Spurs is always Spurs. They'll always be Spurs. They can just do their own thing and then concede very unnecessarily. So
Okay.
I'll go with Salah.
Okay.
My vice will go with Palmer
Okay.
because I expect to give me some points in that Everton game.
Okay, nice. Joshua, do you think in Ketia, Crystal Palace against Arsenal, do you think this is the week you're going to captain someone like Asaka or, Brentford against Nottingham Forest? Do you think also that game we're going to captain anybody from that? Because I also think that's a hard game on the weekend. And what's your thoughts?
Brentford against Nottingham Forest is very hard, and I don't think I can select anybody to captain there. Liverpool against Tottenham, I think, is the best to captain Mo Salah in that game because Tottenham doesn't learn, my friend. They usually play highline with any team. So this is and Mo Salah, if you play highline, Mo Salah is sneaky.
Okay.
He will go past you and not find him. So the likes of Mo Salah in that game, I think this is the game that I'll go with them. And I'm also thinking that this is the time I can also invest in Tottenham player. And I've checked and I did my research and I saw this. Maybe this is the time Ange Postecoglou tried to change something a little bit and playing a little more Matasar. So if Matasar will start this game, I think this is the high time because that guy plays behind the striker and usually have so very good shots. And sometimes he scores, sometimes he assists. So this game going on forward, I think Liverpool should be very careful with this kind of player. And also, I know they will concede goals. Tottenham will concede goals. So I think the best selection that I can do is selecting Mo Salah on this game.
Okay. For me, as always, man, Mr. Delivery, as always, I can never go wrong with I play with somebody like a Mo Salah. But because that's the only person I have on my team, who I think are going to give me points. Because the rest, I don't trust Mbuemo, the game against Nottingham Forest. Palmer against Everton. Everton, man, I don't know. Sometimes they're going to play bad, they're going to play good. You don't know. You don't know which foot they can come with. Because last season, maybe you guys beat them 4. I expect this week, maybe, they may try not to, maybe.
Everton are very lucky. They had a very bad fixture, having them playing Liverpool, then Arsenal, then Chelsea. These are top 3 teams. You're playing them continuously.
Okay.
The fact that they're not playing on the midweek and maybe the team get them when they get a rest, I think this one will help them. So we want to see how they will fare against the Chelsea, and we see if maybe Maresca will be able to crack their defense. And I think if they do that, I think that we can say they are on the verge of maybe taking the title. The fact that Chelsea are number 2 on the table shows that they are in a title race. The table shows that. But for them, they are claiming they're not on the title race, and that is very okay because when you start a new project, you have some goals, objective that you keep on the team per season. And according to Maresca and the players, maybe their objective this season was to make sure they win as many games as much as possible. And in case what their aim was maybe last time they were able to go to Europa League, but Manchester United won the FA, then they were discarded to conference. So the next step for them to do is to come to Champions League. And if their aim is Champions League, if they get a trophy while they are trying to reach in Champions League, that's well and good. But that is not their objective. It's only for them, they just want to win as much as possible and get their goal, which is to play the Champions League next season.
Okay.
That is their aim. Champions League will just, no, Premier League, if it falls to them, then it's well and good. But their aim, I know, is maybe to play in the Champions League.
Okay, nice. So, man, big thanks to all you guys, man. Yeah?
Thank man.
Okay, big thanks, man. Man like Mike this week, man. Nice to have you, man. It's been nice. Chelsea, man. Every time I watch their games, man, before I didn't like to watch the games, but nowadays what Chelsea plays, man, it gives me I want to see how much more you guys gonna do on that team. Arsenal as always, man. I don't know.
Think that is the reason why you watch the game. The reason why you watch the
It's
game is
not
to make sure
Sancho,
they are not winning.
FPL wise, no, FPL wise, if I you're kwa mjinga,
last Monday.
I also do the same when I'm watching Chelsea games. I'm not there to watch them for how they will win the game. I'm just there to make sure,
man.
In case Cole Palmer is not scoring,
No,
and
but-
that's only I have him scoring. But make sure they score and they get a draw or they lose the game.
No, but for us,
that's what I'm there.
no, but for us, we are not competing. We are not competing like you guys. We are number 13. So when I watch the game, what will it help me with me?
You see last season when Chelsea were very busy watching Arsenal game because they don't want Kai Havertz to perform. This is the same thing Manchester United are watching because they don't want Sancho to perform. So you cannot tell us shit. You're not competing, but you're making sure that your deadwood there is not performing the way it's performing on Manchester, but it's proving you wrong, man.
Okay.
You see, this past game when we were playing, when we went down 2-0, people had already written us off.
No.
They were celebrating.
No. I'm the only guy who said the Spurs is gonna be. If you go to the comments, man, I said just wait for it, because I had Captain Palmer, man, so I needed the points.
I think it was crazy. It was crazy because it was a gift for Tottenham. I think without those kind of gifts, I think they could have not scored in that game.
Okay.
And I think it's Chelsea a mentality monster. Having gone to 2-0 down and coming and recover and win the game, I think it shows the position that Chelsea is. They are really, really in title contenders. You know,
Okay.
I think they can win it if they keep that composition on. If they continue to do what they are doing, because we thought maybe they will lose against Tottenham, Liverpool, and against teams like what we saw them playing. So far, so good. We were saying in the first 5 games, we were saying that they have not get a big team apart from Manchester City, but now they have played a lot of big teams, and you can see the position they are right now.
Okay, Mike, what's your last thoughts? What's you finish up, man?
No, my last thoughts is I'm just fine with the way we are playing. I just hope we continue on the same trajectory. Our players continue to give us those vibes. I think at the moment, from Chelsea to the fans, the vibe is really nice. We are enjoying Maresca ball. I hope he continues with that tactical arrangement he has for us. Like the Spurs game you saw, he had started Caicedo as a right back. When he saw it's not working, he changed it immediately. And then you saw we came back in the game and won the game. So I'm lucky we have such a manager who reads the match and he makes the necessary changes. Unlike last season with Pochettino will play with the same tactic from minute 1 until the last one. You are losing, he's bringing in defenders. What are you going to defend? We have suffered, man.
Not to be beaten another goal, no?
What I know about Chelsea, right now you have a winning streak, okay? When you lose one game, now you will panic. And this will happen. If you lose one game and somebody like Sancho will be responsible for that, people will start judging Sancho. In case maybe somebody like Jackson will be on the losing end, maybe he's the one maybe contributing to that, then people will start judging that guy. And that one will bring discomfort on the team. This one will also happen to Manchester City. Manchester City, before they started the season, I told Dawood that this is not the season that Man City will win this league. And because they don't have the depth, then they went on and buy somebody like Kundogan. And I say, if Kundogan is coming to the team, they will win the league, because now he will increase that depth that they were requiring, because the likes of Alvarez has gone. Now they don't have Lodri on the team. That one has destabilized the team very much, because before they don't have Lodri, De Bruyne got injured, Grealish got injured, and Doku got injured. So Foden is not on the best form of his life. I think now he's in the lowest form of his life. He has not been playing like this before. Before, we usually maybe you can see how they were comparing Foden and Bukayo Saka.
Saka.
Foden also has taken Young Player of the Season twice. So you know Foden is a good player. Right now they're not performing well. Why? Because when Lodri was not there, they lose 2 to 3 games. Already they panicked. If you're a big team and you lose three games in a row, when you panic, you will not be able to recover from it. It will take a manager to reset the whole team for them to come back from what they are facing right now. They went to Champions League. They are playing a team like Feyenoord. They are 3-0 up. Then they are coming and drawing that game. What does that show you? This is something that we saw. They're coming and playing Manchester United 1-0 up, and we see this is the team that is gonna win the league. Even though people are worried and saying maybe they'll come back and win the league, but where they are now, they are very low. They are in the deep down on the sea. They cannot come back from where they are. Now they just try to manage not to consider to lose game, but not to win.
Okay, guys, man. So it's been nice, man. It's been nice, man. Like Mike, big thanks for you showing up, man. Giving the Chelsea vibes, man. It's nice. And then,
Sure.
yeah, on the other side, man, like our Arsenal guy, man, like Joshua, always big vibes. Yeah, man. And then don't forget, man, our fans, our community, man, it's growing, man. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Don't forget, man. Every week we're gonna give you nice content, as always, man. And then I think it's been a nice ride. Always having new guys on the pod. It's been always a beautiful thing, man. And I don't know what must say, man. Big thanks to our listeners, as always, man. And don't forget, always been locked. Yeah, till next week, man. Adios.
Adios.